All right, thank you. Mr. Schock is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ambassador, thank you for being here, and I look forward to working with you on these issues which are important to our country and even more so to my district on the issues of trade. I guess it's, to be very frank with you, it's a little frustrating to hear the talk about these groups that have labor concerns. Not that people don't have legitimate labor concerns, but who the groups are and who the administration truly is working with and looking to for sign-off on the issues of labor concerns. Let me give you an example. I have a very large UAW presence in my district. They manufacture heavy equipment that would benefit, that right now is put at a competitive disadvantage when doing business in Latin America. I can assure you those labor workers would support having a level playing field in our country to do business in these countries. When I traveled to Panama and Colombia a year and a half ago with then Majority Leader Hoyer, we met with labor unions in Colombia who, interestingly, the trade groups who I thought would be opposed were actually in support of these agreements, but it was actually the public sector unions, the teachers, the garbage collectors, who were opposed to trade not because they were concerned about human rights, but were simply for political reasons. There had been significant progress made then, continues to be. President Uribe went through line item by line item the work that he's done. The ILO just last year removed Colombia from its labor watch list. Since then, 14 Colombia labor union leaders representing 79,000 of Colombia's workers has signed off in support of the agreement. The president of the United Workers Confederation in Colombia stated that never in the history of Colombia have we achieved this much progress and views it as satisfactory and supports the agreement. So I guess I'm looking for some specificity on who are we, because we're not going to get complete agreement. And many of the same labor issues that we had with Peru were satisfied with the May 10 agreement, which is what's in the current Panama and Colombia agreements. And Peru was passed with strong bipartisan support. There were those who opposed it, but it got strong bipartisan support. So if we have those same labor and environmental concerns, the same language in Panama and Colombia, and the administration is saying, wait, who are we looking to specifically to sign off?
Well, first of all, I don't know that we're looking for any one group to sign off, and we've made it plain no one has a veto over the Obama administration's trade policy, save the president. But we listen to all voices, just as we did on Korea. I have met with members of this body that have expressed concern. We have labor advisory committees. We have statutorily mandated technical and public advisory committees. I do as you have recommended. When I've come to Illinois, I've gone to Washington, I sit down and meet with the workers themselves. I don't just listen to their representatives in Washington. We have published a notice in the Federal Register. We've gotten all those comments. We take all of that information, and then we try to come up with the best decision, just as we did in the case of Korea is what we want to do here.
All right, thank you. Mr. Crowley is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Mr. Ambassador, welcome once again. It's good to see you again, and thank you for your hard work. I know sometimes it feels as though it's a thankless job, but you have done some remarkable work as it pertains to the Korean Free Trade Agreement, making an agreement a better agreement for the U.S., and I want to thank as well Mr. Levin as well as Mr. Camp for their work and engagement with you and your office.